If something is too good to be true, that's because it is not true. Here is how I nearly invested my life savings into a scam. Let me tell you the tea. This was actually not too long ago, but I've grown. I've grown. First of all, we listen and we don't judge. Please, so don't be judging me there. So I remember I went to this bonfire thing, like for like a youth at my church, and one of the elders there, who was quite known for investing in different things and businesses, was actually promoting that like young people should have their own investments and financial stability and financial independence, all that good stuff. And he was like, "Oh, guys, there's something that a friend of mine just told me about. Is what is happening is they are bringing electric scooters into the country. And what's happening is that they're going to have these scooters in a location where there's a demand for it. A tourist attraction. So instead of them walking around the city, they just ride the scooters. They pay, and then so you invest and you buy, like, let's say 2 scooters, and then the people that are running it, they take a percentage, a commission on that, on the profits of the people actually riding the scooters, and then you get the rest. All you had to do is just wake up at 5 a.m. and then put your, like, on the app or on the website, you'd give them permission to use the scooter for that day. Runs from Mondays to Fridays, so that worked well with me because I'm an Adventist and I don't believe in working on Saturday. So Saturdays they're not really working. So if you wanted it to run on Saturday, you could, but I was like, I'm not going to do that. So you let them run from Sunday to Friday. That was what worked for me. And then wake up at 5, switch on your scooters, and then at 6 p.m. you switch them off. So it's all controlled on the app. And then you earn a commission, and sound legit. So he told us the website, and I was like, oh, okay, this actually sounds good. So I got in contact with the person, the recruiter, and she was like, okay, this is how it works. She gave me the rundown. She gave me her referral code, and then I joined, right? Created my own account on there. Now I'm going through everything. I'm like, oh, okay, this seems legit. Like, this actually seems legit. So here's where things start to go south. I'm like, okay, let me just do a little bit of digging. Like, let me go onto the site, onto the company's website, right? Not the site that I was using to buy the scooters and to like control them. No, the company that was recruiting people and that was bringing in the scooters, that company. So let me go onto their site. Let me go and check it out, see what it's about. That is when everything went south. So I went onto the site and I'm like, I was not really impressed with this site at all, because this is the only thing that we have to look at. Like, the site, in my eyes, was a representation of the business. And the site looked like it was created by an amateur. Honestly. Like, if you guys are racking in 2,200 every month, surely you can pay someone 2,000 rand to make a better site. Because that site looked like it, like, even I know that I could have done a better job at creating a website. And I'm not a tech genius, but even I know that I would have done a better job because I've created a website before. So I'm like, okay. And then I scroll down. I'm like, let me check out the registration number. I scroll. I check at the registration number. It's not there. I'm like, oh, okay. Right at the bottom of the page where all companies usually have the registration number. Nothing. Now, this company was said to have been started like 3 years ago. That's why they were looking for investors. And the date of the website, or the date that like was on the website, was very different to the ones that they were telling us in the Zoom meetings and on their documents that they were circulating around. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So because this was an American-based company, I went onto the American, I cannot remember what this page is called, but there's a site that was made by the American government where you can check out the companies that are registered in America, like officially registered. So all you do is put in their registration number and then the company should appear. And that's one way to know if the company is registered with the government or not, if it's legit, right? I was just looking for anything that would prove to me that this company is legit. So I go there, I type the name of the company, nothing. Okay, I abbreviate the name of the company, nothing. Okay, I looked for anything, there was nothing there at all. So now I'm like, the red flags are looking a little too red for my liking. They're looking a little too red. And then I asked the person that was recruiting me, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to find the registration number. Can you help me so that I can like invest? And she's like, why do you need that for? And I'm like, I just want to verify, make sure that the company is legit. Why? Because I want to make sure that the company is legit. Okay, I don't have that information, but I'm gonna ask the person that recruited me. Or you can join our weekly Zoom meetings where we tell other people more about the company and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, bet I'm gonna join the Zoom meeting. Comes to the Zoom meeting now. I'm there. I joined a little late. Not gonna lie, I joined a little late. So the part that I joined was only the question and the answers. And someone in the Zoom, in the chat, asked the person that was in charge, what if a customer or a potential client comes to us and asks us for the registration number or information like that? And then the person in charge was like, well, they shouldn't even be asking that kind of information. If they are asking it, then they're not serious. They're not ready to invest. And then I'm like, but then you don't say that to your clients. And this is money that we're talking about. This is people's hard-earned money. At the time, I was only a student, still in high school. I had no real job, no stable source of income. I was taking a very big risk in investing into this company. And you're telling me that? No ways. No ways. So I was like, okay, now what are we gonna do? And then I remember luckily they had like a physical store here in the city that I stay in. So I'm like, okay, bet, let me go to their store, let me see if I can find a bit more information there. So I booked myself an Uber after school. I went there, and then the person wasn't expecting people. I didn't call, I just showed up, and she was like, oh, hello. I'm like, hi. She's like, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you? I'm good. How can I help you? I was like, oh, I just wanted to ask around and like see everything, see the scooters, see the stuff, and make sure that it's legit. She's like, okay, while the person that's like really, really in charge isn't here, I'm just filling in. They went for a funeral. I'm like, oh, okay. My condolences to their family, but okay, bet. So I'm there. I wish I could say the store was any better. It wasn't even a store. It was just they had a reception where they showed the scooters. There were only 2 scooters, so they had 2 scooters there, and then like a table with the flyers that they were circulating and handing out, and then certificates on the wall, and 2 offices. That's it. And pictures of people that like invested and supposedly got money from it. It looked like something you could construct in like 10 minutes. Like literally just get scooters and then it was very low effort. So I was like, okay. Now I looked at the stuff. I went to the pictures, and then like I saw the certificates. And I was trying to find, okay, this is a certificate of registration. Surely there must be a registration number. I see a registration number. I think I noted it down. And then I looked, and then the registration date was dated for earlier that year, around January. And this was around March of the same year. So I'm like, hold on. You mean to tell me that this company has only been in existence for less than 3 months? I mean, that would make sense as to why they were pushing people so much to join. So I'm like, okay, bet. Looking around, I'm seeing other stuff. I'm seeing stuff now. I went home and I told the person that I was speaking to, like, about investing this, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. If you want to do it, you're gonna be risking it, because no registration date and no registration number, and the registration date that is there was dated this year, means that the company was formally opened this year, but they're telling me that they've been opened for the last 3 years. There's nothing that backs that up. Their website looks amateurish. If you are a company, you are going to invest more into your website. You guys are looking at, like, it was just no. So I was like, I'm not doing it. So I didn't. Like, I think we were like 1 day away from putting money in there. Left it alone. And then 2 months, no, like a month goes by. No, was it a few weeks? About a month goes by. Someone knew that I was going to invest in this, and they were like, listen to what this other person said. Essentially, this other person was like, I sold my car, I invested in this, I put in my life savings in this, and guess what? Today I woke up and the site is not working. And so many other people that had invested in it, money gone. There's someone else that had invested, I think, a couple of millions into it, and the site is no longer working. And I thanked God, because I was like, whoo, you saved me. I dodged a big bullet with this one. But that just goes to show that if I had been naive, and if I had not done my due diligence, and if I had not done my research, I would have lost all of my money at the time. Because the money that they were requesting was the money that I had. Like, I think 2,200, if I'm not mistaken. And as a high schooler, that's all I had, to be honest. They didn't require any form of identification for you to, like, log in. No tax information for tax purposes, nothing like that. Now that I think of it with, like, an adult brain, nothing of like that was required. And that's how I dodged the bullet. So before you want to invest, make sure that it is legit. Please don't lose money like some people did. And that's the story of how I almost lost all of my life savings investing in a scam. I hope this has taught you something. I hope this has resonated with you, and I will see you in the next one.